Today, Governor Ducey addressed Arizonans and made some new declarations. Some of the announcements will make things a little more difficult for those who are traveling, while another declaration is set to bring some relief to small businesses. Team 12's Bram Resnick was at the news conference today. And Bram, what can you tell us?
Governor Ducey warning us that April will be a rough month for the coronavirus here in Arizona, but he's refusing to share any information on how rough it could be.
We believe that the peak of our illnesses will start mid to end of April, with peak hospitalizations in May.
A major coronavirus warning 2 weeks ago from Arizona's top public health official. But Dr. Kara Chris didn't provide any details on how rough it could be.
That anybody that tells you exactly what's going to happen into the future is guessing.
And on Tuesday, Governor Ducey refused to share any information used by decision makers to prepare Arizonans for the next 6 weeks. One of the models the state uses shows deaths per day peaking at 17 on April 24th, with the total number of deaths climbing to 570 by the end of May. That's almost 500 more than the current count of 73. There is more detailed information on the way showing the coronavirus's impact right now.
This data will allow us to better prepare for our peak in cases.
The Arizona Department of Health Services is now requiring all hospitals to report their total coronavirus cases, patients in intensive care, on ventilators, and patients who are discharged. The information should be online by Sunday. In Phoenix, Bram Resnick, 12 News.